This is a Gemini mini app that I built using Opal, that is from Google Labs. So there is a documentation on that. I'll share the URL for that. But I built a simple app using just this prompt only. Okay, a budget and savings app that has one input as monthly income and up to 6 expense headings. So even the expense headings are not hard coded. So once I build the app, I can start running it here. So for example, enter your total monthly income, let's just say. Then what is the first expense category? It asks me. Okay, because I said user will specify 6 expense headings. So ask me for the first category, put in the category and the amount. Ask me for the next category, I put in the name of the category and the amount. The next category I can put in is and the amount maybe, and then the fourth one could be transport 100. Let's just put 100 here. One more could be entertainment. And I just put in something called miscellaneous. So then it runs through sorry, if I put in the amount, okay, so then it's going to run through all the expense categories. So this is the prompt I provided, okay, and it computes all the values. I will look at the advanced editor shortly, but just let's see what it's doing. It's now rendering the budget web page. Give it some time. It's a very simple app with just 6 amounts plus, for example, these are all the steps in the app. Okay, then it computes the budget data, calculates the budget summary, and then renders the budget web page. So there are 7 inputs: income and 6 pairs of category amount, and then formats, calculates, and renders. So this is the budget web page. Okay, earlier I got this web page in a different format. I had all the expense breakdowns in a single column. Now I've got them in 2 columns, and sometimes there are times when I tested this I would get wrong amounts or even a wrong title. So you have to train your app a few times. The first few times you may get wrong values. That is why it says Gemini Labs or Google Labs may make mistakes. So you train your app a few times and then you'll get this. You can download the file as an HTML file also. So this was just a simple prompt. Now I'll show you what happens when you look at the advanced editor. Okay. So this is the advanced editor. You can actually, okay, let me just scroll up. So these are all the input values. This is how it calculates, and if you click on this, let me just zoom in a more, you can see from the original prompt it creates a very detailed prompt here. You are an expert in data preparation and formatting. These are all the instructions it generates for itself. Okay, then for the next step it generates Python code instructions and puts in all these Python packages. Do not install your own library. So this, none of this was written by me, neither this prompt nor this prompt, and I use the default Gemini 2.5 Flash when I created the app. And then the third page is the budget web page. Again, there's a prompt which is automatically generated by Gemini, that is from Google Labs. So it creates this beautiful output. I can download this output as an HTML file, but the first few times I had issues. So when you create an app, remember to test it out. One more point I wanted to show was I think in the, yeah, let me just go back to this window and see, these are the user inputs. Delete. So sometimes you go back here, you will see a spurious input, so you have to be very careful. I will delete this. Somehow it creates a spurious input. This is the generate phase, again something. So be very careful when you're building your app. This is the output phase. So you can actually add more apps. You can upload files, YouTube files and all that. So if you were building an app that is knowledge search or returns more results to the user, you can do more apps assets here, but the main point is all these prompts were generated only from this single prompt, and the steps were automatically generated. But when you build an app, test it out, test it out, test it out. The first few times I got the monthly income wrong, or I got one of these titles wrong, because I said groceries and dining, it just came up with groceries. There was one point when it came up with something called subscription, which I don't know where it got that subscription from. So test out your app a few times before you share it. Right now I can't share my app, but if you want to share your app, you can do that. If I go to, for example, if I go to gems from Gemini, you can see there's a lot of gems which have been made by apps. This app is called a gem. What I built is called a gem. So this is my gem, but there's a lot of gems which have been built by Google Labs, which are available from this URL. So you can build your apps. There's even a video about that. I'll share the URL to the video. But test out your app. Let's open this one and look at the prompt that is generated. That's very useful. Thank you.